And it's a special edition of HNLive today, joined now with AJHL champion Julian Molinaro. And after an exciting victory in Game 4 on home ice, has it sunk in for you yet when I say you're an AJHL champion?
No, it's still super surreal. Yesterday was probably the best day of my life, and memory that'll last a lifetime for sure.
Had the opportunity of cutting the highlights of the game last night and got some of that audio from you. And in that interview, you had mentioned that you got really emotional and all of that. Just take me to that moment as a clock ticked down.
Yeah, it was crazy. It didn't feel real. It still doesn't. It was just, it was unbelievable watching the clock count down and then throwing the gloves off. We were all kind of in shock. I mean, me and my D partner or D man, Ethan Casper, talked about how crazy it was. He threw his gloves off like he was about to fight someone, and I threw my gloves off before the buzzer even went out. So we still couldn't believe it. And it took a solid like 20, 30 seconds. And then I definitely shed a few tears, but I think it was well deserved.
Yeah, and the puck was your end of the ice too. So it would have been, if you threw your gloves off and something would have happened, you're like, oh no.
Yeah, that would have been embarrassing for sure.
Well, the tournament or the championship, Julian, for you was anything but embarrassing. What a performance by your group. Starting off in game one, statement victory. Just take me back through that series and how were you guys able to just execute at the level you were able to?
Yeah, I mean, we got there a day early, which I think helped a lot. We got there a day early and were able to skate, get a good practice in. We honestly probably our worst practice of the year. Guys weren't skating that well. Pucks were hopping over every stick. It just wasn't a good practice. It was a quick 30 minutes on and off, but I think it helped us get ready for what we were about to go into. We know that's a great team on the other side and a really tough rink to play in. And I think that we managed that really well. The first game, obviously really tight game, could have went either way. And then the floodgates kind of opened up. And I was happy that we were able to stick that one out because I think that ultimately helped us decide the series for sure.
Coming into the series, one of the storylines was Nick Avakian up against head-to-head against you between the pipes, right? Obviously, Ben Charette out of the way, and then Nick coming in statistically dominant. How would you describe just going toe-to-toe with him, and what was that battle like?
Yeah, I always look forward to playing top goalie. Whoever it is at the other end, I love a good goalie duel. Nothing but respect for Nick. I think he's an amazing goalie. Obviously we knew coming into the series he was on a heater for sure. He played great in our series. I mean we just had a lot of strength. I looked forward definitely for the duel, and I think we did our best as a team to get to him and help me out. So I think that was good.
Julian is a guy that does something at an elite level. Do you yourself as a goalie study tendencies of other goalies and obviously as shooters? And, do they kind of ask you questions about, hey, Nick, maybe he's given up a tendency here. Was that does that have anything to do with the success against them, or was it just a matter of how the pucks bounced in the game?
Yeah, all three series I did a pre-scout for our team on the other goalies just to let them know what I think of them, what I think we should do, what our approach should be. Also, obviously, I do my own pre-scout on basically every player on the other team, just to know where guys like to shoot and what their tendencies are, where they like to pass, what they do on the power play, that kind of stuff. Just whatever can give me the smallest advantage for myself and the team, I think puts us in the driver's seat for sure.
Penalty kill was elite in the championship series as well. How much did that help you guys have success?
Yeah, I think we looked forward to the challenge. We knew that Whitecourt had probably the best power play in the league coming into it. I'm pretty sure. I know they had 3 goals in the Game 7 game there where they were all in the power play. So we looked forward to being able to shut that down. Obviously, the first game, we thought we were going to shut that first 5-on-4 down. They get a 5-on-3 and they buried within like 15 seconds. But after that, I think we knew what to expect and we were ready to go. And I think that helped us a lot.
One of the things I love when I get to hear championship interviews is, they talk about the success personally, but it has more to do with the team and what a group you guys had this year from top to back. And from the outside looking in, people would say, well, Bowden Singleton out of the lineup, maybe this is an opportunity for Whitecourt to take advantage. And that only seemed to elevate you guys to a new level without having your captain in the leading scorer in the regular season out.
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, Bo was an amazing player, teammate, and it was obviously awful losing in Game 5 there in Drum. what he did for our team this year was incredible. But to have the depth to be able to guys be able to step up, whether it's Ethan Short, whether it's Ben Buckley, whether it's JJ Bissett, like any guy was ready to hop into that role, and I think they did a great job. And ultimately, we miss Bo, and we're hoping he can come back for Centennial. But if not, we have guys that are willing to step up and do the right things.
You had a long break now, almost a month.
Yeah.
How do you temper between taking some time, resting? I mean, obviously Brad will have a great idea on that schedule, but how do you juggle all that time off?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a challenge, but I think it could also be a strength. I mean, last year when I went to the Centennial Cup with Collingwood, it was almost like 5 days and we were gone. And, I think the fatigue set in for sure. So for us to have a long break, it's amazing. I think it's a blessing in disguise for sure. I think if we could take advantage of it and really get some good practices in, but also take care of our bodies, I think we'll be in a good spot.
Segues are a beautiful thing in broadcast and in sport. And I wanted to ask you about Collingwood because I am such a big fan of Mike Tarantino and Andrew Campoli. And obviously you sharing the net with Noah Pack last year, in my opinion, one of the best goalies in the whole country. What was your experience like in Collingwood, and how much do you kind of keep an eye from a distance and see what's going on in the OJHL?
Yeah, definitely keep tabs on them. Some of my best friends for sure in Collingwood. Nothing but respect for the organization. Tino's a great GM. Campy's a great coach. It just wasn't somewhere where I was going to get a chance, knowing how good Noah was. Noah's probably my best friend. We FaceTime, when we FaceTime, it's like 3 hours long. It's pretty funny actually. But nothing but respect for them. Obviously keeping up. Hopefully we get to see them in Centennial, and hope nothing for the best for them.
Absolutely. Well, I'm probably the biggest Noah Pack fan in Western Canada, so it worked out pretty well that you and I are chatting today, Julian. Really appreciate your time. A couple more here for you. The comment you made yesterday when Gavin Garland got that puck, you said you weren't surprised based on the skill set. Well, what do you get to see at practice that maybe some people don't get to see? There's a lot of guys you can talk about. Let's start with Gavin Garland. What makes him so special?
Yeah, Gavin's unbelievable. If he doesn't go in the NHL draft, I think something's wrong. I mean, I get to see this guy work day in, day out. He works his bag off, and we're always going at it in practice. If I give him a little poke check, he's fiery. I like to fire him up. It brings the best out of him, and he likes to fire me. It brings out the best of me. So we always go at it in practice, and he's a true competitor. And you get him a little under his skin, I don't think that's a benefit to you. I think he's gonna torch you.
By Garland wins another draw. He's been really good tonight as he accelerates to center, poked it in. Garland trying to get to the net. He scores!
Great competitors always do that. Julian, looking back at this championship year, many from the outside will say there'll be an asterisk on this championship, right? Because of maybe the top half of the league that made a different choice. How do you look at the success of this group? Because you're the one who knows how hard your group battled and won this championship this year.
Yeah, I mean, the top teams were great, but we also had a great record against them. I put us up against any of those teams. I think we're a great team. We didn't play our best sometimes against them, but I think as the season went on, we got so much stronger. And after the deadline, we really picked up. And I don't think there's an asterisk. I think we earned it. We worked every day as hard as we possibly could. And I'm really proud of our group for coming together and taking advantage of our opportunities.
Also at the top of the list of a guy who believes that as well. I think you guys definitely earned it. One final one for you as you head into the Centennial Cup now. As you mentioned, you had a little bit of time off. You're having an opportunity to bring your game and showcase it. Just take me into the excitement that there is building in the group to have a chance to win a national championship, and you specifically in your 20-year-old year.
Yeah. For myself, it's honestly more than just that. Oakville, like the arena, it's at 60 miles, the rink I learned how to play goalie at. So this is very surreal. I remember telling Riley Hearn at the showcase, we were talking about nationals, and I told him it's at Oakville. I said I'd give an arm and a leg to get there, and we're here. And I'm pumped, but I know the team is super excited. We're just getting started, we feel like, and we're ready to put the work in and do whatever it takes. Sure.
Well, for you, arms, legs, heads, every body part factored in the championship. And you were such a treat to watch. Same with, got to throw in a line for my buddy Chris Kabelka as well, who had a pretty good championship series as well. Your whole group is special. Thanks so much, Julian.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
He's headed home. The Mississauga product.
And that's it for this episode of HNLive Today. Sean Mullen and I are off to the Esso and the TELUS Cup in partnership with Hockey Canada, so we won't have a show next week, but we'll be back in the final week of April, first week of May, to bring you a brand new episode. Until then, for all of us at HNLive, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.